Expecto Patronum!
I want to tell you about the time I almost died.
Castlevania.
Remember to click like, subscribe, the bell notification, and whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support us. Welcome to another Halloween Month 2025 review. I am the Kaiji no Kami from the Toku Animation News Network. Tonight, I'm taking a look at Biku, the movie from the Garo franchise. In 2015, Garo had entered its 10th anniversary. Series creator Keita Amamiya kickstarted a year-long celebration for the franchise. This included a follow-up to The One Who Shines in Darkness, an anthology series in 2016 simply called Makai Tales, and a film centered around Makai no Hana's Biku the Dark Hunter in November of 2015. If you do not remember who Biku is, she is the priestess with the literal breast armor. I hope it's better than the last attempt at doing one. Guess we'll have to watch to find out. The characters and plot. Obviously, the main character is Biku. If you have not seen Makai no Hana, I am so sorry. The film starts off 3 years prior to Makai no Hana, with Biku having to hunt down a rogue priestess who wanted cookies and turned to the dark side to get them. We are then greeted to an opening sequence that resembles something you would have seen in a James Bond film. No, seriously, the music feels reminiscent to one. I feel like you could place the lyrics to Skyfall over this piece and it would match. In the present day, Biku is greeted by a wannabe hunter by the name of Daiichi Kurama, played by Kenta Suga.
元老院付きの魔界法師、鞍馬大地です。指令を届けに参りました。
It is revealed that Biku has the ability to jump into people's souls to determine if they have been corrupted by evil or not.
入信の術。今、ビクさんが僕の心の中に入っていた時間はだいたい3分ぐらい。でも現実世界ではたったの1秒ほど。
Oh! So that's what she was doing when her and Raiga were just standing around doing nothing for several minutes. That makes total sense. Suga has been a staple of Toku going back to Godzilla Final Wars as the child who helped Minya get to Godzilla.
この筆が修行時代の僕をいつも勇気づけてくれた。僕はビクさんのようになりたいんです。
Daiichi follows Biku around as she investigates an incident that saw another rogue priest murdering people in broad daylight. The dynamic duo confront this dude in a parking garage, and after a short tussle, he seems to blip out of existence.
I didn't do it.
From there, they are taken to a former hunter surrounded by women. I guess Tenchi still hasn't made a decision on who he wants.
適合しない体で無理をすればすぐに限界が来る。
つまり適合する体が見つかるまでの。
Spielbahn fans might recognize Bluesky for Mickey Curtis portrayed Guillotine there.
しかしあいつはもう廃人同様のはずだ。元老院に話をつけて密かにかくまってる。
He informs Biku and Daiichi that the villain they are after is a former priest named Zashin.
ゼッシンは闇に落ち、あなたが始末したと聞いています。
あいつは生きてるよ。 あいつは入信の術を使い続けてるうちに人の心を奪う方法まで見つけてしまった。
つまり他人の体を乗っ取ることができると。
After a short incident at the prison where they discover Zashin's original corpse, Biku and her wannabe apprentice return to Byakai, who takes Biku into his soul for a test. Byakai tries to intimidate Biku by looking like Obi-Wan Kenobi before going Master Roshi on her. She responds by... Okay, that's kind of weird. They face off, but given the movie is titled Biku, not Byakai, we all know who is going to win. Byakai then gives Biku the ability to stop Zashin for good. From there, the film goes down the rabbit hole of predictability. A character who was blatantly a villain is revealed to be a villain. Zashin murders some financial daters as his body plays around with grayscale. We then find out that Zashin's entire plot revolves around incest babies, and his daughter's daughter, that is also his own child, captures Daiichi because he has the same birthmark on his hand Zashin had. Wait. Incest babies?
代々優れた血を残すために父と娘が子を作った。
What the fucking fuck?
そして私は気高き一族の血と能力を受け継いだ優秀な子供を宿すの。
Forget incest away body spray. You need a whole goddamn pool of it. I just can't. I'm done. You know how the rest of the movie plays out. Biku wins by going Super Saiyan. End of story. This movie is not the worst thing I have ever seen come out of the Garo franchise, but if they were trying to gross you out with the incest plot, then congratulations, Amameya, you have succeeded. The film is predictable, the action is not all that great, and it's 20 minutes longer than it needed to be. I do feel sorry for both Akamoto and Suga as they were trying their best to make this movie work. Daiichi is hands down the best thing about the film. I love the aspect that he desires to be a Dark Hunter because it was his mother Biku had to kill at the beginning of the film, and he wants to be the one to atone for her sins. He knows what it is like to have a loved one turn to darkness, which makes him a very compelling character. As for Biku, she has an epically badass moment at the end that is tainted by the incest baby plot. Oh, and I should mention that Zashin was played by Godzilla 2000's Shiro Sano. He was also in GMK and the Ryu Soldier film.
闇という混沌から世界は始まった。愛と裏切り、恐怖と歓喜。
The effects and music. Goldstorm must have wiped the budget out because the effects of this film are subpar at best. I did like the underwater fight between Biku and Daiichi's mother. There is also a really neat scene when these creatures run at Biku by moving backwards before attacking her. Another solid moment was when Biku went into the head of the priest after Zashin left his body. That was done in this black and white storybook style that was as creative as it was creepy. Unfortunately, everything else is a downgrade from what was featured in Goldstorm earlier that year. Zashin's jump over a car after transferring his soul to the driver is amateurish at best. The fight between Biku and Byakai has got to be one of the dumbest fights in the entire franchise. Not to mention Biku's outfit is just... I don't know, it sucks. The CGI for the final battle isn't even all that great. It's a real shame too, because I know this franchise is capable of so much more, especially when it is a goddamn movie. Even the soundtrack, composed by the usual suspects of Shiho Terada and Yoshihiko Kiriyama, isn't always up to par. There's a couple of good tracks, but ultimately the score is quite forgettable.
They're the same.
I'm also not exactly sure what was going on with the opening and closing songs. As I mentioned earlier, the opening feels like it was taken from a James Bond movie, which can also be said about the ending theme, Sengetsu Hikari to Yami no Sobade. Sengetsu is sung by Akamoto herself. Overall, Biku the movie was certainly interesting. This one is for the person who loves incest. I'm looking at you, Kentucky. Or is it Alabama? I forget. Which is exactly what I wish would happen with this film. Skip it. Until next time. Bye.